Hello, welcome to the Mediocre Takes podcast, the podcast where we share our mediocre takes on the shows and movies we watch. I'm Marco, and I'm here with my co-host Mel. How are you doing, Mel?
I just ate a whole can of pineapple, so I'm feeling pretty good.
I do not like the feel of touching pineapple, not the cut pineapple, but the pineapple skin. It's so prickly and it makes me uncomfortable.
It feels kind of nice.
Really?
Yeah. It's good that we have differing opinions sometimes.
I'm judging you because it always
Wow.
yeah, just like a little I am. I don't know, I hate the feel of touching it. Anyways, today we're talking about a pilot called The Modifiers. And yeah, Mel will do like a short little summary of what happened. We're still doing like the discussion based stuff.
Oh, another thing to add about that is we have some videos that were recorded before we changed our format. So if we just randomly post a video and we're explaining the whole plot of an episode, don't be surprised.
Yeah.
Okay, so The Modifier. This is an animated pilot created by Chris Riccardi and Lynn Naylor that was originally pitched to Nickelodeon. So, Agent Zero and Mole disguise themselves to capture the all seeing eye and return it back to the Museum of Odd Stuff after it was stolen by a rat named Rat. They successfully retrieve it, but Rat finds out Agent Zero's true identity and tries to expose her to his master, Baron Vane. Agent Zero successfully thwarts his plan, and we're left on a cliffhanger.
So was the rat guy covered in shit or what? Like when he went into the sewers and he was covered in this brown stuff, I was like, oh my god, is that what I think it is? When I saw that, I felt so gross because I genuinely thought that's what he was covered with. So the rat looked really gross.
What were your thoughts on the animation style in general and
I
like the color
liked it.
palette used?
I really liked it. It's just the rat was the only guy that I did not like.
What
He's
about Baron
ugly.
Vane?
I was okay with him.
What? Are you kidding me? That man was nasty. And he doesn't have an excuse. Rat is literally a rat. Baron Vane, I don't he's supposed to be some kind of humanoid, but he looks nasty as fuck.
Yeah, I can see what you mean, but I don't know. I thought he was okay, I guess. I don't know. The rat just looked really weird. I really found this to be a fun pilot, even though I don't like the look of the rat. I'm gonna mention that a lot. I do not like the rat. I really wish we would get a sequel to this pilot because I think it would have made like a really good show or a movie even. So I was reading the comments under the pilot and I saw someone say they felt bad for the rat because he's always getting bullied. But my god, did he deserve every second of the bullying.
Oh my god, dude.
Like, I don't know, something about how, pathetic he looks just makes me wanna bully him more.
Dude, that's crazy because I was really in his corner.
Really?
Yeah, well, like, okay, the thing about pilots is you get to sort of think about what you would wanna see or whatever, and for Rat, I could really imagine a potential for him to have a character arc where he either, like, goes independent or seeks vengeance on Baron Vane or even, like, temporarily joins Agent Zero before realizing that he can't deal with their vibe or something. But I saw a lot of potential in him. I don't know, I kind of liked how pathetic he was.
I disagree with you. I feel like if it was any other character, you would dislike how pathetic he was. I don't know. You're just having a double standard here, you know?
Yeah. Well, I don't know. I mean, I feel like I have a soft spot for like little rat men. I mean, what when we reviewed Trick or Treat Scooby Doo, I liked the goth guy because he was pathetic.
Okay. Okay. I stood corrected. I really love the backgrounds of this pilot. Even though we didn't get to see many scenes, the creator did a really good job creating some memorable scenes. What was your opinion on that?
Yeah, I feel like I've stated before, I really love the backgrounds in like animated films and cartoons. I it was so reminiscent of the cartoons that I watched back in the day. This was, I think, created in 2007, so it very much had that vibe. I really love the style and the color palette. And this is exactly how I believe England looks like, rat henchmen and all. I think this is the first representation of England I've seen that I have a positive opinion on.
I didn't realize this was set in England, but yeah, I agree with you. You know what always gets me about the teeth of those people? Oh, you mentioned Nickelodeon. I was gonna say apparently Nickelodeon considered airing this show, and I was really disappointed that they didn't do that.
Yeah, I think this was just a rumor, but yeah, well, there was like a rumor that The reason they didn't pick it up was because the animation style was too similar to My Life as a Teenage Robot, which I could definitely see. But I feel like really that is where the similarities end. This was two completely different shows, and if the only reason they didn't pick it up was because of the animation style, I think that was like a really stupid decision.
Yeah, that would be really dumb if that was true. That wouldn't make any sense in my head because they're like really different shows just by the vibes. I really wanted the writers to do something more with the all-seeing eye. I feel like it was missed potential.
I mean, the only thing I'd say about that is it's a pilot. I don't think they can do like they can't do too much world building and stuff in there. I think they put enough in to where they were kind of like, "Ooh, guys, if you wanna know more about all this, then you better greenlight us." Were you actually okay with Baron Vane? Because he was ridiculously annoying. Even for a kids cartoon, it was too much for me.
Let me re-look at him.
Find the part where he first talks to the rat.
Okay, I thought she was a woman at first. I'll gonna be honest with you because of the long eyelashes.
Men can have luscious eyelashes too.
I know. His teeth is kind of gross, you know?
Well, England.
But yeah, I'm okay with him, I guess. I mean, he could be worse.
He was so fucking annoying every time he opened his mouth. Also, going back to like the potential of like the all-seeing eye and how you wish like there was more shown about it. I think that's the one thing that is frustrating about watching a pilot that wasn't greenlit is they do scatter in some lore here and there, but you'll never know what it's about. And the one thing that I was really interested in was how Agent Zero wanted to talk to the all-seeing eye and ask it who her parents were, but like she was cut off. I thought that was really interesting. Oh, and one last thing. The other thing that really annoyed me, and it's kind of nitpicky, but the ring when that guy would call her, the annoying little jingle it made, for some reason, it sounded so much louder than the audio, and something about the pitch or something was so fucking annoying. I don't know. It frazzled my brain. It was so jarring when I first heard it.
Yeah, I can see why. I mean, I feel like with most pilots, audio mixing is kind of bad. So yeah, I agree with you when it comes to the ring being too loud. Overall, I really like this pilot. I like the animation. I like the plot. I just wish we would have gotten more. But I can't blame the creators because one, I'm pretty sure the creator is dead now, so they can't create more even if we wanted more. And two, I blame it on Nickelodeon mostly because you should have greenlit it.
Always blame the corporation. Yeah, this pilot was refreshing. Just being able to see a cartoon in the style of the ones I watched as a kid was nice. I think maybe this would have been a cartoon I would have watched as a kid. I wasn't much of a Nickelodeon kid. I only watched like a few of their shows. I was more of a Cartoon Network kid, but I probably would have watched it if it was on. Like you said, I really liked the animation. I love the backgrounds. The voice acting was pretty good. I really loved the bad British accent that Agent Zero had when she was in disguise. And that's it. Okay, now that that is over, it is time for a little segment that I like to call the Mediocre Minute. This is a tiny little micro moment where me and Marco recommend books, comics, music, games, and more for all of you to check out. I personally will be recommending the album For All We Know by Neo. This is an album I always put on when I'm cleaning. It's light, calming, easy to digest, and I've been listening to it more often because fall and winter, yes, they are beautiful seasons, but I become a little mentally unwell during these times, so I really have to force good vibes into my bloodstream, and this is a perfect album for that. All the songs are beautiful, but I think my favorites are Get to Know Ya, Happy, and Feels Like. Okay, Marco, what will you be recommending the viewers?
So my recommendation has a caveat, and that is that you have to watch Revolutionary Girl Utena in order to enjoy the podcast. Stop, don't give me that face. It's a really good podcast called Absolute Destiny. It's basically about Revolutionary Girl Utena. They talk about the whole show episode by episode, including the movie. This podcast made me realize so much stuff about Revolutionary Girl Utena, and I really love it because of that.
Also, heads up, viewers, we also will be reviewing Revolutionary Girl.
Yes.
The show and the movie.
Mm-hmm.
We've already been watching it. I will keep my opinions to myself.
You don't have to. You can be honest.
I fucking hate it. I hate it. The one thing that I really love about the show is the soundtrack. All the songs, amazing. Love them so much.
Anyways, you guys, that's our thoughts on the modifiers. If you want to send us a voice message on Spotify for our podcasters, there'll be a link in the description below to do so. We also have an Instagram, Twitter, TikTok, and Threads that are at MidTakesPod, and a YouTube channel that is at the Mediocre Takes Podcast. We're starting to post on the YouTube channel, but they're basically just our old podcast episodes for now. But if you want to switch to YouTube, you can also do that. And that's everything. So, goodbye.